We're getting a really early start on trash picking today. It's only 10:19 in the morning. It's gonna be another gorgeous day, but before we can do any trash picking, we've got to go over the bridge. There, finished. Yesterday we started with the normal route, but there weren't a lot of piles because it's been postponed by a week. And then we went to the secret route that my friend told me about. But today I think we're gonna start with the secret route and then go to the normal route, if any of that makes sense. So I'll see you when we get there. I really want to go picking right now, but we're stuck in this damn traffic. Just won't move. Nah, I'm just kidding. We gotta cut through the normal route to get to the secret route, and this is where those golf clubs were yesterday, so I guess somebody took them. That's a good thing. I was feeling sorry for those golf clubs. The regular route has the same old soggy piles that have been sitting out for the last week. The piles that we saw yesterday. So let's head over to the secret route. I'll see you there in a minute. To be honest, the secret route really isn't secret. It's just a route I don't normally do. But it's the only route that has piles today. And this pile looks like it was left over from yesterday. But there is a cotton candy machine. Who wants some cotton candy? Ugh, not me. Not from that machine. This is the kind of thing that gives trash pickers a bad name. Remember this trunk yesterday that's all filled with magazines? And it was closed and it was very neat? Look at it now. Someone came along, they tore through it, they left it open. You know, it rained last night. So now it's just a big mess. And I don't know if it's my responsibility to tidy it up, but I think I will anyway. Well, I mean, look at this. Magazines on the grass, paper bags, just junk everywhere. It's no wonder people say, don't make a mess. It literally took me 30 seconds to clean that up, pick up the stuff off the grass, and close the trunk. And it says Cox on it, so that's kind of funny. So now we're cutting through, because the secret route, which isn't really that secret, it spans multiple areas. So we're going from one area to the next area to see if there's anything good in this area, because there really wasn't anything good in that last area. So my friend was chiding me because I hadn't gone into the top secret area of the secret route that's not really secret. But it turned out that I had just gone in from a different side. So it looks like the top secret route that isn't really that secret is even less secret because I already knew about it and we didn't really find anything anyway. Does that make any sense? All right, here's a pile, and I don't care if there's anything in this pile or not. I just gotta get out of the car and look. So let's see what we got. Some nothing, and some more nothing, and a little brass. Look at this thing. It's like a really cool menorah. I like that. Chicken soup for the soul. We'll take the menorah. Here's a pile that has a barking dog, but it also has this Bose wave radio. I don't know if these even sell anymore, but it's kind of a cool thing. And I really don't know what's in here, so I'm gonna unzip this thing. It's just another one of these DVD players, so we don't really need that. And here's this Fender Rumble 15 bass amplifier, complete with Fender stereo headphones. Looks like it's in pretty good shape too. And their dog was just super, super pretty too. So that was nice. This has got to be the most incredible thing that I've ever seen. It is a giant heavy iron gear wheel. This thing's got to be like 2 feet in diameter. I wonder if I can even... No, that's gonna take 2 hands. This is awesome. The guy who just gave this to me told me that he used it to put in the front trunk of his Corvair to weigh down the front end so the Corvair would have better steering and handling. Thing must weigh, I don't know, 80 pounds. And there it is in the trunk of the Camry. Plus that guy had a cute dog too. A lot of dogs around. We were at this pile a little bit ago, but I think the lady put out some other stuff. Look at this. It's a little squirrel and a little owl. Were these here before? I'll check the footage, but I'm gonna take them now. My friend was kind enough to pick up these brake rotors for me. Think I should just leave them here on the bike rack and drive around with them? That's gonna cost someone their windshield though, if one of them falls off. So maybe I'll put them in the trunk with this giant gear thing. Oh my God, that's so awesome. And here's what's left of that wire I found yesterday. Most of this is coaxial, so I stripped off the Cat 5, and I gotta find a place to re-gift this. Here's a pile that was here yesterday, but these piles are growing, and then they shrink because people take stuff out, and then they grow, and then they shrink. I like this. Maybe I don't. There's that tea card from yesterday, and the Lazy Boy that's just buried. Some nice chairs. I mean, who throws this away? Like, they need a little glue, but like, this is most of a kitchen set. Sorry, I was rudely interrupted by somebody who was honking at me because they couldn't figure out how to drive around my car. But this pile has potential. Maybe we'll find stuff here later, but right now it's just crap. You got to remember that these trash piles aren't here for you to dispose of your trash, but if you picked it up on the route yesterday and now you're putting it back on the route today, that is a net equilibrium of junk. So it's okay to re-gift this wire, even though it's a different pile, but it's on the same route. So don't dump in other people's piles unless you took more stuff yesterday. Some lady is totally staring at me right now, so I'm feeling a little self-conscious. But I might have to take these cast iron burners. I mean, I don't really like the steel part, but I think this is all short steel. I think I can sell that for scrap. I don't really like this setup though. I like driving around and finding a lot of different piles rather than just the same piles that people keep throwing a bunch more stuff in. It gets a little gross after a while, you know? It turned out to be really easy to take these burners off the frames. These are like big cast iron lollipops, but I don't think I'd want to lick them. Let's look at the genesis of a multi-day pile. These weren't here yesterday. Feet. Lots of garbage bags, and I'm not really a big-time garbage bag guy. You can find stuff in garbage bags, but it's not really my thing. I really like this. It says carrots, parsley, but it's worthless. So this pile has been out in the rain. It's been picked through. This is just not really the kind of thing that I want to deal with when I'm out picking. But look at this bowling ball bag. That is definitely a hip bag. Striped brown and tan vinyl. Doesn't get much better than that. But inside, we have a plain run-of-the-mill black bowling ball. And it's the Black Beauty, but those don't really sell that well. So we will zip it back up and put it back in the pile. You really shouldn't do stuff like this, but let's have some fun. Here's another pile that's way bigger than it was yesterday. Look at all this stuff. I mean, it's all kind of gross, but like Samsonite briefcase, somebody probably used that for years. A frying pan, handle's just a little bit loose. Boxes, chairs, more chairs, an upside down table, a miniature bench, just needs a few legs, more boxes, a fax machine, coat hangers. I mean, if I had a coat, I could use these to hang it. I don't know why people throw all this stuff away. This pile is even bigger than the last one, so there's got to be something here that we can scrounge. Some skis. Want to go skiing? All these pots and pans. Tennis rackets. All right, we're going to go right into the bowels of the pile. Easy chairs. Outdoor chairs. Paneling. A microwave oven. It's only missing one cord. A TV box. All right, here we go. It's a computer. I can grab that. Today's the kind of day where I don't want to take an entire computer because it'll take too much space in the trunk. But I will take the memory cards out of it and maybe the CPU in a minute. Well, there's your CPU under a huge coating of dust. I wonder if this computer has read-only memory or random access memory. Is it just me, or is that a lot of red Hondas? I think that's a lot of red Hondas. Look at that thing. Wow. Whoa. Holy cow, look at this Trans Am. And look at this little dune buggy coming along. Oh, and there's the mail truck. And there it is, the last guy in a rolling car show. The problem with the secret route is that there are just a few piles that are really big piles, but there are so few piles that I end up sniffing my own tailpipes because I finish the route too quickly and go back to the beginning. So right now, I'm gonna come back to the not so secret route and see if I can find anything out here, because this route takes a lot longer to do. We were at this pile yesterday, but I think they put out this lighthouse since then. I don't know if I really like this. I mean, the thing is, it's definitely solid. It's definitely nice, but it's just not really my cup of tea. Made in China. Bottom of it's broken. I don't know. It's cool, but I think I'll leave it for someone else. It's been a while since I picked up anything, and this is kind of scraping the bottom of the barrel, but there is a piece of copper tubing on this dishwasher, so I'll take that. And yeah, I could have gotten out a wrench and taken the fitting off, but that's way too much work. But of course, when you tip a dishwasher over, the thing always comes out of it. And I thought we took the grates out of this thing yesterday, but it turns out the grates are not great. Those are just tin. So there's the scrap load so far. Copper, brake rotors, and hell no, this thing isn't scrap. And in here, some Christmas tree wires, and I don't really like those, but my friend gave them to me, so I took them. We're back at one of the other piles from earlier. It's a little windy right now. And I'm looking at these folding chairs. This is pretty nice. I mean, it's made of mostly steel and iron, but it's also pretty rough. These two chairs are structurally sound. They just need some paint, so I'm gonna take them. And then over here is a cast iron griddle. So we can put that in the scrap load or maybe sell it for like $1. And of course, the good thing about these is that they fold so they fit in the car reasonably well. Coming back to the same piles over and over is starting to make me feel like I'm in Groundhog Day. But I'll still cut this cord. My rule of thumb with cutting cords is that air conditioners, dehumidifiers, I usually don't. Lamps and small appliances, electronics, I almost never do. Pressure washers, always. And vacuum cleaners, I don't give a fuck. So here's another vacuum cleaner cord on the Rainbow E-Series canister vacuum. I'm gonna cut that. And look down here, it's an entire bottle of Pennzoil 5W30 motor oil that's never even been opened. I'm gonna drink that later. Oh my God, the Rainbow vacuum cleaner is rolling down the hill. That seriously almost smashed into someone's car. All right, I didn't take those slide carousels yesterday, but this one I'll definitely take, because that is just a whole tray full of slides that you don't have to pull out of the carousel. Help, I'm stuck in the middle of a garbage pile. How do I get out of here? So we got slides, wires, and Pennzoil. Let's move on to the next pile. My friend who gives me brake rotors is right up the street, so we'll save him a trip by picking up the brake rotors myself. There's one, and there's two, and it looks like there's three. I usually don't take the boxes because I don't need boxes, but I make sure to put the boxes somewhere where they don't blow away in the wind. Like underneath that metal thing. I'm starting to feel really weird in this neighborhood because it's kind of a little clustered area. It's very tribal, but it's not too weird for me to take this faucet and these shears and this wire and this wire. I also got a little hole digger so I can plant tulips. It's really, really slow out here right now, but I'm gonna check this barbecue to see if the grates are in it. And yes, they are. So that's the first 75 cents I made this hour. Here's a pile, and there's a whole tub full of VCR tapes. You gotta be careful with these because sometimes they're just bootlegs. Like this is a total bootleg tape. That to me is so weird. Bootleg. I mean, I just never lived in a neighborhood where you would buy bootleg tapes off the street, but a lot of people here, you know, they used to live in Chicago. I almost got really excited at this pile because they have one of these blue water tanks. And the thing about the blue tank is it's got a decent amount of scrap metal in it. But it looks like somebody already snaked the scrap metal out of the blue tank. But I will take these two sad little pieces of pipe. That's worth like 3 cents. Thank you. Now I can't help but wonder who stripped that blue tank. Was it the plumber? Was it the homeowner? Was it another scrapper? I guess we'll never know. It is not even 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and I hate to go home this early, but the piles aren't coming out. There's tons of people sitting outside, and it's really creeping me out driving around. And I think I might have to call it quits. So, I guess this will be the last pile. And there's nothing here for us to look at because we looked at it an hour ago. But I do want to thank you for riding along with me, coming trash picking. And until next time, thanks for watching. Not so fast, me from the past. It's me from the future. 2 hours in the future. And we're still on the route. I mean, the other route. I mean, the other route. The other route. We're still on the route. So let's get back to the present. I mean, the future. I mean, this pile over here has gotten bigger, but I'm not sure it's gotten any better. It's got a pretty cool sign though. Look. Beware of little monsters. That's pretty good advice. There is a cast iron umbrella stand down there, so we'll take that. Christmas ornaments. Table base. I don't know. I think we're really looking at dregs of dregs of dregs. It's a little bit depressing, but at the same time it looks like some people have probably found some good stuff out here today, even if it wasn't me. There's already another guy digging through this pile, and I am not a pile hopper, but I just wanted to show you this bowling ball. This thing's incredible. I don't know, maybe I'll ask him if I can take it. That's the T-zone. All right, let me see if I can take this ball. So the guy was kind enough to let me take the bowling ball, and I couldn't get a shot of it, but that little vacuum cleaner that was rolling down the hill earlier, he picked it up and it was in the back of his car. He closed his trunk before I could get it on video. That's so funny. He said he's gonna look it up on the internet. Well, good luck to him. I never knew I had a bucket list, but something just fell into the bucket. That guy who gave me the big gear earlier, he was standing in his driveway waving at me, so I backed up and he gave me this. It's a fire hydrant wrench by the Eddy Valve Company. I never knew I needed one of these, but now I don't know how I ever lived without it. Today's getting really confusing. Right now I'm on a completely different route that has a few piles on it, and another picker told us that the route that was supposed to be picked up 2 or 3 weeks ago still has new piles coming out. So there's like 4 different routes going on right now, and none of them really have anything worth mentioning. So we'll see where the day takes us. So we're on the route that doesn't even have a pickup date determined yet, but look at this. Copper pipes. And a big electrical cord. That's fantastic. Look, I just doubled the value of the scrap metal load in one stop. This section is pretty light, which is understandable because it's not really officially going yet. But these railings are kind of heavy. Let me see if I can fit them in the trunk though. The Camry does have a pretty big trunk. What do you think? Will they fit? It took some finagling, but they're in there. And that's like another $2.75 in scrap metal. Here's a cute little pile. I don't know if there's anything really good in it. Let's check it out. I don't know. Some stuffed animals in a bag. And a teapot made in China. Alright, maybe it's not that great of a pile. Well, looks like I just can't escape no matter what I do. Here's a blow mold. It's Santa Claus. And Santa Claus is in remarkably good shape, and he looks like he even has a speaker in the back of him. So we are gonna take old Saint Nick, and there's some electrical cords here. So we will take those too. And yes, I am way more excited about 50 cents worth of electrical cords than about this dumb blow mold that just blew over in the wind. I don't think there's anything in this pile, but I want to look inside this case to see if there's anything in there. And there is not. So we're gonna have to clean up this mess that we just made. And that's better. So here is another pile. This one looks like it has a lot of stuff in it, but it's kind of like that, you know, boring suburban stuff. We can cut this vacuum cleaner cord though. That's a Dyson. Dyson, she's gonna blow them away. What other stuff do we have here? Nothing much. I like older, interesting, esoteric stuff, and this is the opposite of that. But I appreciate the cord. I wonder how many of you spotted this that I didn't spot and almost drove away. This is an aluminum rim inside a box. That's a good thing. Aluminum is pretty low right now, but I can't believe I almost missed this thing. You know, that's a pretty good score. All right, here is a big grill. I can tell that this isn't gonna be non-magnetic stainless, but it's got the grates in it. Ah, man. Looks like they cooked a lot of tofu dogs in there, right? I dropped the grates on the ground, but do you think I'm gonna leave these rusty chunks in the street? Oh, hell no. I don't carry a broom, but I have this like windshield sweeper thing for ice. Works great. So the eagle eye has spotted weight plates. Everybody loves weight plates right now. And these are on top of these paint cans for a reason. So I'm gonna have to find a solution to that problem. I just put them in their styrofoam cooler. That should work, right? This is what I would call an estate box. You know, it's like an old looking box. So usually it's gonna have some old looking stuff in it. There are some sheet metal screws in there. Should I take those? A little handful of screws? Yeah, why not? And look at this, I almost didn't see this. 2 cast iron pans. What do you think? Just cheap ones, but you know, people still buy them. So we got pans, we got screws, we got a couple little plumb bob weights. Not a bad score for an estate box. Oh, and what do you think? Is the pile neater now than when I got here? Oh, you know it is. So this is insanity because we've left the other route and now we're in a completely different route where nobody even knows when it's going to be picked up. And look at this great diesel generator, which I'm just not going to take because it's way too big, but we got brake rotors, we got metal, we got laboratory stands and clamps. This is nuts. This route isn't even supposed to exist. Look at these old laboratory stands for holding test tubes and beakers and stuff. They're pretty worthless, but they're really cool. I decided to take a swing back through the secret section that's not so secret, and oh my god, this pile is enormous now. Just enormous. This is the pile where I originally concluded the video 2 hours ago. And what I'll say is the more things change, the more they stay the same. What a mess. Except there's a piece of copper tubing on the vacuum cleaner where I cut the cord off earlier. Thank you. Well, here we are in the park. I'm still in the other route, and I wanted to end this video at a pile, but I haven't found another pile. since I found this pile with all the brake rotors in it. So we're going to have to end it here. And I want to say that I appreciate you riding along with me, coming trash picking today. It's been kind of an epic day with all the different routes. Santa Claus wants to say he appreciates it too. So until next time, thanks for watching.